in a time long before humanity, a colossal creature roamed the earth, its towering frame protected by a massive shield of bone and crowned with 3 formidable horns. With the power to defend itself against the fiercest predators, this enigmatic giant wandered the lush, prehistoric landscapes, leaving behind traces of its once mighty existence. Despite its grand stature and fearsome appearance, little is known about its true nature and the role it played in the ancient world. What drove this magnificent beast to evolve such extraordinary features, and how did it navigate the perilous challenges of its environment? The secrets of this mysterious creature continue to intrigue and baffle scientists to this day. Let's take a journey back in time to uncover the secrets of this incredible creature. Meet the Triceratops. Millions of years ago, in what is now North America, the land was very different. Giant ferns and towering trees stretched high into the sky. The climate was warm, and the landscape was dotted with mighty rivers and lush plains. It was here that the mighty Triceratops lived, about 68 to 66 million years ago, in the late Cretaceous period. The Triceratops. It was a plant-eating dinosaur, or herbivore, that spent most of its time munching on the abundant vegetation around it. Its large, sturdy body was built to travel across the plains, with strong legs and a massive head. But it wasn't just its size that made it so remarkable. It had 3 horns, 2 large ones above its eyes and a smaller one on its nose. These horns were not just for show. They were tools, used for defense, yes, but also for something very special. We believe these horns were part of a powerful social system. Triceratops may have used their horns in battles for mates or to establish their place in the herd. Triceratops lived in groups called herds. These herds were like big families, made up of several adult dinosaurs and their young. Being in a herd was important for safety. Large herbivores, like the Triceratops, were often hunted by fearsome predators, like the mighty Tyrannosaurus rex. And there, in the shadows, lurking behind the trees, is one of the greatest predators of all time, Tyrannosaurus rex. A Triceratops on its own would be no match for the mighty T-Rex. But in a herd, they could protect one another. If danger approached, the herd would gather together, creating a solid defense against the threat. Though they lived in constant awareness of predators, the Triceratops had a peaceful, plant-filled diet. They munched on the plants that grew around them. Their sharp, beak-like mouths made it easy for them to snip through tough vegetation, like ferns and cycads. The Triceratops had teeth designed for grinding, too, perfect for breaking down all that plant material. Their teeth were flat, like giant molars, which helped them chew and mash up leaves and branches, turning them into a tasty meal. It wasn't fast food, though. They had to eat a lot to stay full and keep their enormous bodies running. Triceratops males would sometimes engage in a dramatic spectacle, the Great Battle of Horns. This wasn't to the death, but rather a way of showing dominance. When 2 males faced off, they would push and shove with their massive horns, trying to overpower the other. Though their battles were intense, Triceratops lived mostly peaceful lives, moving together in herds. But life for the Triceratops wasn't always peaceful. The world they lived in was constantly changing. Volcanic eruptions, climate shifts, and changing sea levels could all impact their food sources and their safety. These changes, along with the rise of new predators, made life much harder for the Triceratops. And eventually, something happened that no one could escape. Around 66 million years ago, a giant asteroid struck the Earth, bringing with it a catastrophe that no one could survive. The impact caused massive wildfires, tsunamis, and a nuclear winter effect. Clouds of dust and debris blocked out the sun for months, making it impossible for plants to grow. The Triceratops, along with millions of other creatures, couldn't adapt quickly enough to the harsh new world. The world had changed forever, and the Triceratops, once the kings of the Cretaceous plains, went extinct. This event is known as the mass extinction, and it marked the end of the age of the dinosaurs. Today, the Triceratops lives on in our imaginations and in the fossils that scientists carefully study. Its massive horns and bony frill are part of what makes it one of the most iconic dinosaurs of all time. And though it's been gone for millions of years, the Triceratops still captivates us with its mighty presence. What a magnificent creature the Triceratops was, and what an amazing part of Earth's history it remains. The Triceratops, a symbol of strength, courage, and the endless wonders of the natural world, forever etched in the story of life on Earth. Now, it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. What unique feature made the Triceratops instantly recognizable? And the answer is B. 3 horns and a large bony frill. Indeed, the Triceratops was unmistakable with its impressive display of 3 horns, 2 large ones above its eyes and a smaller one upon its nose. And of course, the large bony frill surrounding its neck made it one of the most striking creatures to roam the Earth. Now, moving on to our next question, and it's quite a tricky one. Question 2. What role did the Triceratops's horns play besides defense? The answer is C. In social battles for mates and dominance. Ah yes, the Triceratops' horns weren't just for fending off predators. No, they were also key in battles of dominance within their herds. Males would engage in fierce clashes of horns to determine who would lead the group, or who would have the privilege of mating. Quite the dramatic spectacle, one might imagine. On to our next thrilling question. Question 3. How did the Triceratops protect itself from predators like the Tyrannosaurus rex? And the answer is C. With its large horns and bony frill, and by living in herds. Indeed, the Triceratops's primary defense mechanism lay not in speed, but in the strength of its horns and the protective shield of its frill. Living in herds provided additional safety, as the herd would band together to protect each other from the lurking dangers of the predatory T-Rex. Great job, if you got all 3 questions correct. If you missed any, don't worry. Now you know more about the fascinating life of this prehistoric creature. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.